Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm on the boat again, as you can tell. The last time I was on the boat, the last time I did work on the boat was about a month ago, and that's when I started the boat I wintered in this boat, and I hadn't started in 4 months, so it started up pretty good. But the problem that I've continued to have is that it shifting it into gear is when you shift it just lightly into gear at low RPMs, it dies. The engine dies. So there are a few things that could be causing the problem, and if my luck continues, the first thing I do is I'm going to fix it, but we'll see. There are three things that could be causing this. The first is this part right here, and I'll talk about this in a second. This is the interrupter switch. So I'm going to replace this today because it's easy and it's cheap. This is like 25 bucks on Amazon, and it's 2 screws and these 2 little connectors. So this should take just a few minutes to change out, as long as the screws cooperate. I think the other causes of this could be the carburetor. I think a year ago they said they pulled the carburetor, but it still sat quite a bit after that, a little over a year and a half ago. So the carb may need to be cleaned, pulled off, rebuilt again, or the fuel pump. And hopefully it's not the fuel pump. So I'm going to replace this. I'll take you outside. It's a nice day outside, but I think I have a new neighbor. And they're in their boat, so I don't want to bother him. But I will record what I'm doing. Like I said, it's very simple. It's easy to get to. It just requires a Phillips head screwdriver, and that's it. So let's switch this out. And then as soon as I'm done switching that out, we're going to fire up the boat. We're going to let it warm up for about 20 minutes. And then we're going to see, once it can idle by itself, if I can put it into gear and it doesn't try to die. Fingers crossed. Yeah, so I immediately realized, as I thought that it was just simply a Phillips screwdriver, that there's a nylon lock washer on the back. So a simple Phillips head screwdriver is not enough, but the nylon lock washer, it wasn't extremely tight, so I was able to just twist it off like you see here. The breather, that anti-backfire breather on top of the carburetor, it was, maybe a stubby would have worked. Kind of a mid-range stubby because of the shift gears, or the shift linkages there, but even with it angled just a slight bit, the screwdriver got off. Now here you got to be careful. You saw I snaked that bolt up, so I didn't have a magnet, but that would have been extremely important. Again, you can see the angle of the screwdriver. It's not straight on, but it's close. But yeah, I was very, very careful to make sure those pliers were tight. So maybe a pair of needle nose vice grips would have worked as well, because that little bolt was going to go down to the bilge if it fell. There's also a washer on there, so you got to be extremely careful. The washer was, I think, what was the hardest part to get off. But there's actually a smooth section where you'll see me slide it up, and that worked out pretty well. So it wasn't too difficult, just pliers and a screwdriver, and then there it came right out. Okay, here's a new one. Operates the same way. Clicky clicky. So I was extremely careful. I put the bolt in first, and then I think the bottom bolt. So I put the bottom bolt in first, and then held the nut on the washer as well. The washer I had to slide back down just like I did before, pull the bolt out so it was almost flush on the back of the hole, and then slide it back through and make sure, and just get it on there. So, and then I was able to hold the nut inside of the pliers, and it actually worked out pretty well. I was able to start the bolts. But again, here, this is me starting the washer, which, yeah, see, I'm just slowly kind of working the washer down. It's not It's not for the faint of heart, knowing that it could easily drop down into the bilge, and then using my other hand to push the, so I got 2 fingers in there to kind of go on each side of that washer, and then I slid the bolt in. So you just got to be, again, extremely careful that you don't drop those pieces. Yeah, so like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, yeah, I simply just started the boat up. The first time I started this boat, I did not know that button I'm pushing there at the base of the throttle. I didn't know you had to, that was a neutral button, and I just pumped the gas and fired it up with, this is on the trailer, so I learned a lesson there, but yeah, I pumped the gas, and again, this hasn't started about a month, but it fired up pretty easily, actually. So this boat does start fairly well, especially when it's warm. I think it was 80 degrees, and the water is not quite probably in the 50s, so it's not super warm yet. But the boat also got up to temperature pretty quick and ran. So I usually give it about 2,000 RPM, maybe a little more, and let that run for a few minutes. Up to 10 minutes, maybe more if it's colder, just to get the boat up to temp. And then here, I'm putting it into gear, and you can hear kind of the clunk or the small noises it pops into gear, and it actually starts to move forward. Right there, it's moving forward. And then I stopped it. It died real quick after I stopped it. And that's when I realized that the RPMs were a little bit low. I think the RPMs are about 500 RPMs. They probably should be close to 750, I think. So that's something I have to look at. And then I did it again. This time it didn't die. So again, I went forward, dropped into gear, started to move. There it's moving forward. And then I actually put it in reverse, and it started to move in reverse, and it didn't die. So I did pretty well. I think I did that a couple more times, and it seemed to be okay. So we'll find out. It's in the upper 70s right now. The thermostat, the thermometer, the cordless thermometer's in the window up there, so it says 84 degrees. It's not. But the thermometer in the engine compartment is not affected by the sun, and it says it's 80 degrees. So it's already warm in that engine compartment, so the engine's already 80 degrees. It warmed up really well. It idled extremely quickly. I didn't think that switch, the old one, was causing it a problem even at idle. So I'm not sure. What I'll do later and try to, if I remember and overlap it on this video, is do a continuity test on that switch and see what it says. But other than that, guys, that's it. Pretty easy. As I talk through, while I was doing it, like one other tool, but yeah, it's pretty simple, pretty easy, and I hope that that's my issue. It seemed to not die. So yeah, maybe I need to turn the idle up slightly, because it's idling at like 500 RPM, but I guess we'll see. So thanks, guys. Like, subscribe, the bell, all the free things. Do that, and I'll catch you on the next one.